All right, Mrs. Jackson, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Jackson, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Billy Martin Jackson. Do you recognize this as being his will?
Yes.
And I'm gonna go back and ask you if that is his signature on that document.
That is his signature.
And after the date he made this will on July 11th of 2017, did he ever revoke it or amend it?
No.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Mill.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Jackson, you have in front of you this proof of death and other facts. Have you read this document?
Yes.
And are all the statements true and correct?
Yes.
Okay, you also have your oath here, which states that you will carry out your duties as the independent executrix of the estate. So if you agree to that, you can go ahead and sign both of these documents.
Okay, you're a notary, Mr. Mills?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think you told me that before.
Judge, Ms. Jackson has signed the proof and the oath, and I've notarized those.
All right, Mrs. Jackson, I have signed the order admitting Mr. Jackson's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary that'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. So Mr. Mills is going to e-file those documents with the county clerk. He'll then be able to get your letters for you. And my only request is that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate because he has 90 days within which to file an inventory with the court. But I'm so sorry for your loss and I hope everything goes well. And if y'all need anything, please let me know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You week and take care now.
You too.
Okay.
Michael Lindsay has two, so.
Not related.
Good morning, Your
Who do you have first, Mr. Lindsay?
I have Mr. Guidry.
Okay, very good. Give me 1 second.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, I'm going to turn this around here.
Okay.
Judge is going to want to see everybody when he swears everybody.
Of course.
So if we can kind of,
Just gonna move my bowling bag.
if we can get together in that little picture there.
It's a copy?
Yes, sir. Pardon witness to the will is going to testify. Subscribing witness to the will.
Okay, Mr. Lindsay, so you have Ms. Sterling and a subscribing witness to the will?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Look at all these documents. Where is the lost will? There it is. All right, and the subscribing witness to the will, I can't read the names on here. What is-
Jocelyn Lieferman.
Is that what that says?
That's Jocelyn Lieferman. I think the other witness may be Michael Lindsay.
Dr. Michael Lindsay, looks like.
I had a client that asked if it make a comment that it looked like a serial killer's handwriting.
All right, Ms. Sterling, Ms. Lieberman, if I could get you to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, I am going to hold up what purports to be a copy of the last will and testament of Mr. Harold Guidry. Is that in fact a copy of such will?
Yes, sir.
And is that a true and correct copy of his signature on that document?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ms. Lieberman, is that a copy of your signature on the original will?
Yes, sir.
And you were present whenever Mr. Guidry executed his will?
Yes, sir.
All righty, go right ahead, Mr. Lindsay.
Ms. Sterling, you and I have had a chance to review the proof of death and other facts in this case, have we not?
Yes, sir.
And are all of the statements in that document true and correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're asking the judge to make you the administrator of this estate, and you're willing to take the oath this morning, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
All right, do you have a notary present?
We do, Your Honor.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and get them to sign their proof and their statements and let me know when they're notarized, please.
Your Honor, we have the statements and they are notarized.
Okay, where's my order? Affidavit. There we go. And has Ms. Sterling signed her oath?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Sterling, I have signed the order probating a copy of the lost will and authorizing letters testamentary to be issued to you. Those are what you're going to use to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate so that you can marshal the assets and give inventory of those assets to Mr. Lindsay, because he has 90 days from today to file an inventory with the court. Once you've marshaled them, you can distribute them in accordance with the terms of the will. But I hope everything goes well. Y'all let us know if you need anything.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You want to go ahead and bring in the Mayo estate, Mr. Lindsay?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Mayo is present.
All right. Are you Russell C. Mayo?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, would you raise your right hand, please, sir? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. Mayo, I'm a little bit confused. Oh, Robert Mayo was the first named executor in the will, and he passed away. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And all right, Mr. Mayo, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of James Lynn Mayo. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir, I do.
Is that his signature on that document?
Yes, sir, it is.
And after the date he made this will on December 5th of 2012, did he ever revoke it or amend it?
No, sir, he did not.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Lindsay.
Mr. Mayo, you and I have reviewed a statement called proof of death and other facts this morning, haven't we?
Yes, sir, we have.
And are all of the statements in that document true and correct?
Yes, sir, they are.
And we have prepared an oath of executor, and you're telling the judge today that you're prepared, willing, and want him to name you as the executor of this estate. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
Your Honor, no further questions.
Okay, go ahead and get him to sign his proof and his oath and let me know when they're notarized.
Your Honor, we have the proof of death and other facts, and the oath have been signed by the notary.
All right, Mr. Mayo, I'm signing the order admitting your father's will to probate and authorizing the clerk to issue letters testamentary that'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. Please do me a favor and cooperate with Mr. Lindsay in getting him a listing of the assets of your father's estate because he has 90 days to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I hope everything goes well. Y'all let us know if you need anything, and y'all have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Your Honor, and you as well.
Take care.
Bruce and Myra. Sure. Bruce.
I have Bruce first.
Bruce first.
Gans.
Yes.
Gans.
Oh.
Yeah, probably. Or she may be done, but.
See which one we're talking about first.
Who's first?
I'm not sure he didn't say, I just saw his picture pop up on the screen.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Gregory.
Which case are we calling first?
Gans?
Gans. Okay, she'll be in just a moment. And we're ready.
All right.
No, you can sit right here.
Good morning.
Scoot you just.
All right.
You see that side picture up there?
All right. I'm sorry, I'm breaking up a little.
Are you Sonny, Arlene, and Graham?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Mr. Graham, if you'll raise your right hand, please.
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this trial should be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Irene Gans. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Is that her signature on that document?
Oh, yes, sir, it sure is.
After the date she made this will on December 31st of 2013, did she ever revoke it or amend it?
Not in any way. No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead.
Same.
Okay. Ms. Gans, I'm going to show you what's called the proof of death and other facts. And before you came in here today, did you read over that? And is it true and correct?
Yes, sir, I did, and it is true and correct.
Right, I will have her sign that.
Go right ahead.
Yes, sir.
Sign your complete name, all of them.
It's a lot of names.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right, we have that one done. And may she sign the oath, Your Honor?
Can, let me know when her proof is notarized, please.
Her proof is signed.
Is it notarized?
Yes, Your Honor. She handed it, please.
All right, ma'am, I have signed the order admitting your mother's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. So, Mr. Gregory is going to e-file those documents with the county clerk. Once he does so, he'll be able to get your letters. That's what you're going to use, show your authority to act on behalf of the estate. If you need to use them, you can deal with financial institutions, real estate title companies, insurance companies, whatever you need them for.
Yes, sir.
Make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Gregory in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother's estate, because he has 90 days to file an inventory. But I hope everything goes well, and y'all let us know if you need anything.
We have nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, tell them they can bring in the the Jones estate.
All right, thank you.
Hard time hearing me this morning.
Sorry, would you repeat that?
Are you having a hard time understanding me this morning?
Yes, it's breaking up.
Okay, well, I'll wait here for you.
I'll get my next client.
This is for me to take in.
Yes, it is.
All right.
If you have questions, you'll give me a call.
Yes, sir. This is for the next time we meet with the judge. or just today?
Okay, Brad, we're ready. Our next one is Charles Elton Jones. All right, Brad, you need to slide in a little closer so you can see it. There, you and I are up there.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Morning.
All right, you raise your right hand, please.
Raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Yeah, I'm getting a break in your video too.
Well,
All right. Mr. Jones, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Charles Elton Jones. Is that his will?
Yes.
Is that his signature on that document?
Yes.
And after he made this will on August 19th of 2020, did he ever revoke it?
No, sir.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Gregory.
thank you, Your Honor. Brad, this is the proof of death and other facts. Before you came in here today, did you read over it? And is it true and correct?
I read it and it's correct.
Okay, then I need you to sign the proof of death just as it appears here, your full name. Your Honor, that has been notarized now. Brad, at this time, I'm going to let you sign the oath.
All righty.
And the oath is now notarized.
All right. Mr. Jones, I've signed the order admitting your father's will to probate, and Mr. Gregory will guide you through the rest of the process. Please make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of your father's estate's assets so that he can file an inventory with the court within 90 days of today's date, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think we're done.
Y'all have a great week.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got questions.
No, we're unmuted. Good. Judge has seen enough of me.
Okay, you Lee Tarpley?
Yes, good morning.
Mr. Tarpley, I'm gonna, if you'll raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, Mr. Tarpley, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Mr. Joe Tarpley. Do you recognize that as being his last will and testament?
Yes,
And I am going to go to the signature page and ask you if you recognize that as being his signature on that document.
yes,
And he made this will on May 1st of 1998, is that correct?
yes,
Okay, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last, or the first codicil to the will. Do you recognize that document?
yes,
And likewise, is that his signature on that document?
yes,
I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the second codicil to his will. Do you recognize that document?
yes,
And is that his signature on that document?
yes,
And is that the third codicil to his original will?
yes,
And his signature?
yes,
All right. And after he made the will and the three codicils to his will, did he ever revoke or amend it otherwise?
not to my knowledge.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Warren.
Thank you, Your Honor. So you are Lee Tarpley, the applicant in this case, is that correct?
Yes,
And Joe Fowler Tarpley was your dad, is that right?
yes,
Okay. And he did reside here in Jefferson County?
yes,
All right. And you've looked at all these documents, and we filed this because you believe a necessity exists for the administration of his estate?
yes,
Okay. And you've had a chance to look at this proof of death and other facts, which we previously submitted to the court. Is everything true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes.
I think that's all the questions I have this morning, Your Honor.
All right, do you have a notary present?
We do. Barbara Gallier is here, and we're going to sign these.
Okay, let me know when you're done.
We will. sweetheart. All right, now, Lee, we're gonna get you to sign your oath. Right there, just there.
Ad litem on Lance's case, that's got that thing.
Okay. Mr. Warren, we're gonna leave you in the room so
All
that we
right.
can bring you on the case that you're an ad litem in.
I'll just wait till I'm recalled. And we've got signatures and we're in the process. One is notarized and stamped. And the oath is on its way.
I just need the proof. All you need, you just need the oath to get your letters from the clerk.
Okay. Well, the proof has been signed and notarized. And we will file both of these promptly.
All right, Mr. Tarpley, I have signed the order admitting your father's will and codicils to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. That's what'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate if you need to deal with financial institutions, title companies, and so forth. I know that Mr. Warren's going to do a good job of guiding you through the process, but please make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of your father's estate, because he has 90 days within which to file an inventory with the court. And I hope everything goes well, but y'all let us know if you need any help with anything. And Mr. Warren has one more hearing, so I'll let him excuse you and we'll proceed with that hearing, and y'all have a great week.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Barbara's gonna get you to sign this over there.
This is
So-
my way back, so you can move this open however you need to do it. It'll be right there in that gray spot somewhere.
What?
Put a stick to it in there. The white, we'll use one of them.
I've got information on the number of letters we need and everything, so we're good.
Andy, okay. My video, how do I get video from here?
Okay, Lee, thanks. We'll be back in touch soon.
Sounds good.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Do we have okay, there's the airship termination.
Judge, this is a case where we have one disinterested witness and we'll elicit testimony about that circumstance for the court's consideration.
Okay, so you have one surviving sister and a predeceased sister and
3 nephews and 2 nieces of the deceased sibling, Judge,
5 nieces and nephews, yeah.
all of which have signed consents for Mr. Bogan to serve as administrator.
All of which live in New Jersey and New York.
Except for Ross.
All right. Okay, if the witnesses will raise your right hand, please. You and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause shall be the truth, so help you God.
I did.
Okay, and we're in cause number 124751, the estate of Stephen Harris Darrow or Darrow.
The row.
Okay, and you are Mr. Bogan,
Yes, sir.
and the disinterested witness's name is what?
Remy, Brian.
Very good. All right, please proceed, Mr. Bradley.
Thank you, Judge. I'll ask Mr. Bogan questions first. Would you state your full name, please?
Andy Bogan.
And you are the nephew of Stephen Darrow.
Correct.
Mr. Darrow passed away in Jefferson County on December 1st of 2020.
Correct.
At the time that he passed away, he was a resident of Beaumont or Jefferson County, Texas.
Correct.
To your knowledge, did Mr. DeRoe have a will?
No,
Mr. DeRoe was never married,
never been married.
never had any children,
No children.
and both his parents are deceased.
Correct.
Mr. DeRoe does have one living sibling, which is Miss Carter, correct?
Correct.
And then a deceased sibling who had 5 children.
5 kids.
And the sibling and the nieces and nephews have all consented to you serving as administrator of Mr. DeRoe's estate.
Correct.
And we have Miss Remy Bryan with us, who will testify here shortly. But have you made an effort to locate more than one disinterested witness to testify about the family history of Mr. DeRoe?
Yes, I have.
And after a diligent search, is Miss Remy the one that you have come up with?
Correct.
And could you please briefly explain to the court the circumstances of Mr. DeRoe and why you had trouble finding more than one disinterested witness?
He's always has had some mental issues his whole life. So schizophrenia, and he's been in and out of certain institutions, and it is what it is, unfortunately.
Was his contact throughout his life primarily with close family members as opposed to having any type?
Yeah, he lived with my grandparents till they died, and then he stayed in the house until he left.
Okay. And Mr. Bogan, you have in front of you a document called the Proof of Death and Other Facts.
Correct.
And are all the statements in that document true and correct?
Correct. They are true.
All right, Judge, I have no further questions for Mr. Bogan.
Any questions of this witness, Mr. Warren?
Your Honor, just to confirm, all of my research indicates that the medical history and the close family relationship appears to be true. I've spoken with several other family members you'll see in my report there, and all of them confirm that this is the situation. And there was no published obituary or anything else I could find. So I think all reasonable efforts have been expended to locate a witness. And as far as I can tell, the heirs that are listed are true and correct.
All right. Thank you, sir. Go right ahead, Mr. Bradley.
Judge, Ms. Bryan, would you state your full name for the record, please?
Remy K. Bryan.
And you personally knew Stephen DeRoe?
Yes.
And could you tell the court how you knew him and for at what period of time you knew him?
I was married to Scott Bogan, Andy's brother, who is deceased. And I knew Mr. DeRoe that way. He was his uncle also. So
Approximately how many years did you know?
about 30 years.
Okay, and you are familiar with the family history of Mr. DeRoe?
Yes. I knew he'd been in a facility for when he was younger. And then I think he actually may have had a job or something, kind of like autism or something like that, or maybe the schizophrenia kept him from, making friends or having associates or close people, just family, basically.
You have in front of you a document entitled Statement of Facts.
Yes.
And are all the statements in that document true and correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I have no further questions for Ms. Bryan.
Any questions of this witness, Mr. Warren?
No questions, Your Honor. My report states what I need to say, I believe.
And I did read your report. All right, so Mr. Bradley, if you'll get your proofs and your oath to me, then we'll get it taken care of. Mr. Bogan, once Mr. Bradley you're going to make arrangements for you and Ms. Bryan to sign your statements and get those back to Mr. Bradley. He'll e-file those with the county clerk. When he does that, I'll sign the order or the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing independent administration of the estate, order authorizing the county clerk to issue letters of administration that'll give you legal authority to act on behalf of his estate. And he'll guide you through the process, but I hope everything goes well and y'all let us know if you need anything. Thank you, Ms. Bryan, for being here today, and thank you, Mr. Warren.
Thank you,
Thank you, Your
Judge.
Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, so we've got Mr. Zabrani,
Mr. Yes.
Mr. Yost, yeah.
Okay, all set. Am I close to that? See, this is us. Oh, right yeah, there we are. So,
Got your volume up?
I don't know. He looks like he's reading something.
He is. He's gonna read it first.
Oh,
Then he'll ask us questions. Modern technology.
Good morning.
morning,
Your Honor.
sir. Morning, Your Honor.
All right, are you guys available?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you'd raise your right hand, please, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
So help me God. Yes, sir.
Mr. Venable, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Phyllis Jean Venable. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go to the signature page and ask you if that's her signature on that document.
Yes, it is.
And after the date she made this will on August 21st of 2015, did she ever revoke it or amend it?
No, sir, she didn't.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Yost.
All right. Mr. Venable, have you read the proof of death and other facts in this that has been filed in this instance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are they true and correct in every way?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's nothing in there that you would change, is that correct?
Nothing.
And the will that's been shown to you is your mother's will, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Yeah.
All righty. Do you have a notary there?
We do. Yes, we do.
Know when his proof is signed and notarized.
Okay, you sign it right there, just as it's
Right here?
printed, right,
Okay.
it's right there. And this is what, this
19.
19th? Put the 19th,
Okay. On this 19th day. Okay.
19th of May.
Of May.
All right. Notary.
Okay.
Okay, the notary has signed it and sealed it, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Venable, I've signed the order admitting your mother's will to probate as immuniment of title, and Mr. Yost will guide you through the rest of the process. I hope everything goes well, and y'all let us know if you need any help with anything. We'll be happy to help.
Thank you,
Y'all
sir.
have a good your week.
Thank you,
Okay,
Your Honor.
thank you.
Bye.
Here. Okay, now, Mr. Zabrani.
Yes.
See, it didn't take very long once we got.
No, it-
once we
I just
got it.
need you to sign by that extra right there, Mr. Venable, the
Okay,
second
right
X. Mhm.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
All right. Are you Carolyn Jane Hoffpower?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Hoffpower, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Cecil Wayne Hoffpower. Do you recognize that as being his will, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
And I'm gonna go back to the last page and ask you if that's his signature on that document.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Date he made this will on January 3rd of 2014. Did he ever revoke it or amend it?
No. No.
Okay. Go right ahead, Mr. Zabrani.
All right, Carolyn, please state your name for the record.
Carolyn Jane Hoffpower.
And Ms. Hoffpower, your husband died on or about December 13th, 2020 in Jefferson County. Is that correct?
Yes, he did.
And he was 75 years old. And at the time of his death, he owned a house and land and basically in personal property there in Jefferson County. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, on this will, there was two subscribing witnesses, and as the judge can look on the original, I can't make out their signatures. I think one of them is Brenda Cohn, but the other one, I cannot make out that signature. Do you know who these people that signed this?
No, not really.
All right, we just can't read your signatures,
Yeah.
but they was witnessed.
Yeah.
Now, you were married to the applicant at the time of his death, were you not? Y'all got married on or about July 1st, 2002 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Is that right? Now, after the time that y'all got married, you or your husband didn't have any children after y'all were married. Okay.
No.
Now, at the time of death in the will does not leave any property to any type of governmental agency or any type of charitable organization. And basically all of the will leaves everything to you. And with that said, we also signed, what is this? We got, okay, is that your husband did not receive any type of Medicaid expenditures or anything benefits from them after March 1st, 2005. All right. Now, that's it.
All right. Did you read the proof of death and other facts?
Sir?
Did she read the proof of death and other facts?
Yes, sir.
And everything in there true and correct, Ms. Hoffpower?
Everything is true and correct. Basically, the same questions I asked you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, if you'll go ahead and get her to sign that just as her name appears in the will. Let me know. Do you have a notary present, Mr. Zabrani?
Yes, sir, I
Okay.
do. She's right here.
Here's the notary.
Jane Hoffpower.
It's Carolyn Hoffpower.
You-
Carolyn
you-
Jane. Carolyn Jane.
And my legal assistant, Miranda Holvey, is going to notarize it right now. And we'll get that e-file to you, Judge.
Okay, you can just tell me whenever she's finished notarizing it. I believe you as an officer of the court
Yes, sir. She just finished.
Yeah.
until you give me reason to think otherwise. Okay, she just finished?
Yes, sir. It's done.
All right, Ms. Hoffbauer, I have signed the order admitting the will to probate as immuniment of title, and Mr. Zabranick will guide you through the rest of the process. So I hope everything goes well. Y'all let us know if you need anything else, and y'all have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank